Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this digital survey form in Word for free. So let's open a new document. So I've got my cursor at the top here. I'm just going to hit the return key twice and go to Insert, Table, click on the drop down and select Insert Table. And then the number of columns I'm going to go for 3, and the number of rows here I'm going to go for 18. And press OK. Select the table, go to table layout, and I'm going to adjust the height of these rows. And select them all, press 1 and then press enter. I'm also going to select the text alignment to center left and deselect. Now we've got our table, I'm going to insert all of the information. So the first thing I need to do is to select this row here and go to merge. So we've merged all of these cells together, and then I can type. Then I'm going to leave a row, and then here I'm going to type in name, and then here I'm actually going to split the cells. Click in this cell here, go to split cells. The number of columns I want is 2, 1 row, and click OK. And then I'm just going to move this one over. And then in this cell here, I'm just going to type gender. And then I can align this one wherever I like. So I'm actually going to align it to center left and pop that text in the middle there. Just move this line over a little bit. So when you move a line, you just hover over it and move it left or right. If it means that you grab the whole lot like this, what you need to do is then just select the 2 cells either side of the smaller line you want to move, and then you can just move the smaller line. Then we're going to leave a row. What you can do once you leave a row is actually merge them together. And actually that sometimes gives you a better idea of which ones you've merged or not. However, for the time being, I'm going to leave them like this while I put the little white boxes in. So I'm going to leave this as a gap and then begin to put the rest of the information in. Then leave another gap here. This one I'm actually going to merge. And then I'm just going to paste in this question. Then we're going to merge this box and then put the cursor in, press return twice or 3 times depending on how big you want this box. Then merge this one for a space, merge this one for another question. I'm going to put the same question in, but obviously you'll put the different questions in that you need. Again, merge this one. Press the return key twice or 3 times. Merge this one for a space. And this one merge for another question. And then we can just merge this one. And then we can just hit the return key a few times. So I'm just going to move this down. But as I move this down, my cursor's at the top here. I'm pressing the return key because I want this to move down a bit further. If it starts to make a second page here, go to the rulers. If you can't see rulers, go to view, make sure rulers are checked. Hover between this grey and white section, click and just move down those margins and it will pop it on the same page. So I'm going to now go to Insert, Shapes, go to the square, click and draw out a rectangle that will stretch across your entire page, leaving this top section white at the top here, and then go to Shape Format. Go to this icon here and click no outline because it's got an outline around it. Go to Shape Fill and then you can select a colour of your choice. Let's go to this light pink one. Then go to Wrap Text and select Behind Text and you'll see your table will come through here. Now we need to take out all of these border lines, so just select the whole table, go to Table Design, go to Borders and select No Borders. Then go back up and select View Grid Lines. So there's no border lines at the moment, you've just got all of these grid lines to help you figure out where we need to put the lines. So here we need a box, so select it, go to Shading, select White, and then Border Lines, around the outside we want a nice black border, select Outside Border. You can change the colour of your borders here, or the width of your borders, depending on your personal taste. Then go to this one here. Shading's already selected white, so just click. Borders already selected, so just click. So this is now a simple case of doing the same thing over and over. Select these two, we need to merge them, so go to table layout, merge. Same with the email, merge cells, and number, merge cells. Now here again we can move this line over if we want a slightly bigger area for address and email. Move those lines over, select this cell, table design, white, border. Same with this one, white, and then border. Same with these here, these big ones to write some text, shading, border. Personal information here, I'm going to go to the Home tab. I've selected it, increase the font size, click bold, and now let's just take out those grid lines. Table design, borders, view grid lines, and you can see where we've got mistakes and where we've got our borders. You can see here we've got a line under email and address. So let's select that particular cell, go to borders, and then uncheck bottom border. That doesn't work. So again, let's try taking out top border. That doesn't work either. So what we need to do, pop the grid lines back in, and we just zoom in. So you can see here now we've taken out this grid line here. So select these two, move this grid line over to be in line. Do the same here, move this line over. Then select these two. We want to remove the center border line. So go up to borders and remove this one here, inside horizontal border. And you can see we've got some issues here. So without viewing the grid lines, let's just select these two. This central border line is already selected, so just click, and the same here. So again, view grid lines. So what we need to do is move this line over to here. Let's take out the grid lines. Let's select this cell here, go to borders, uncheck bottom border, and that line will disappear. Now we want to put the text in at the top. We can give ourselves a little bit more space by clicking on this rectangle and just pulling that down. Go to insert, text box, draw text box, click and draw out your text box. And once again, you can start typing. So I can type in survey form, press the return key, add some more text. I'm just going to paste mine in, select all of the text, go to the Home tab, select align to left, reduce the size of this box, again, complete personal preference. I'm then going to select this text, increase the size of it, press the bold here just to make it stand out. Then go to shape format, take the outline off and the fill color, which is white, behind it, deselect it, make sure this is all lined up with this text here, and use your arrow key just to move it back up. Check you're happy. I'm going to move this down a bit, this table, so my cursor's at the top. Press the return key a few times, then click on the background, move that down, and then with my arrow key I can move this down as well. Just going to make this a little bit bigger, extend my text box down and deselect. Now to make this digital, you're going to need the developer tab here. If I click on it, it's got a variety of different tools here that we can use. If you don't have it, just go to Word, Preferences, Ribbon and Toolbar. Down at the bottom here, make sure this is checked, then click Save, and you'll find that your developer tab is at the top here. Then you click in the cell where you want your user to be able to type. Then you go to text box. You can see this little grey text box here. Let me just zoom in. And then you can click in the next one here and add your text box. Now, this will only work once you've locked your form, and you do that by the protection form icon here and click. And now if I try to click anywhere, like here, or click here, Word will take my cursor up to this box here because it won't allow your user to make any adjustments to the form. They can only click where I've put these text boxes. So unprotect the form, so we've got all the options back. You can take the shading off here as well by clicking on shading and it will take it off. I'm going to leave it on for now just so we know what we're doing. What you can do is also make some adjustments. If I right click on this text box, you can go down to properties, and what you can actually do is limit the amount of characters that your user can type here. At the moment it's unlimited. If they do that, you're going to adjust the whole table. So what you can do is select this and say we only want them to be able to type, let's say 10 characters, and then click OK. So once I protect the form, I can click in here and I can write out my numbers, and then that's it. I can't type anymore. I've got 10 characters in there, and that's my limit. To know how many characters you can get into this box, just simply type until the end, count the characters, you'll know how many that you can get in this box here. So unprotect the form, and let's just get rid of this, and then just put in another checkbox, and then let's just put in another text box. Quickest way to do this is to select your text box, Command or Control C to copy, click paste, which is Command or Control V, and do the same here and here as well. So now you've got all of your text boxes in, you can now protect the form. You've still got the little grey areas. Again, you can click off the shading if you don't want them. And then your user is free to make the relevant adjustments. And now, because it's protected, I can't click anywhere other than the white boxes. If you want this form and a copy of it and all the other assets that I've made, please use the link in the description below. I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.